So, in the Journey into the Void with Me video, I told you about journeys I have taken and answered questions in the tag. But I did not tell you what I do to take these journeys that I mentioned. Everybody's going to have their own methods and their own terms for what they do. And there's going to be things that are seen as being universal for safety, protection, that I may or may not do. So let's go ahead and just jump into it. So when I want to take a soul journey somewhere, a lot of the time it can just be as simple as me closing my eyes, taking a deep breath, and energetically stepping out. And then I could be on the other side of the hedge. And depending on where I want to go, I may just travel in the material plane and just see different things. I may decide to find a ley line network and follow it to some other point. Like, I have worked enough that I've been able to travel the ley line energies to go to different places like Stonehenge or the pyramids in Egypt, and just through ley line travel. It is a unique and interesting experience, but it's really something that you have to want to develop on your own, and I really can't explain how I did it other than trying to do it over and over and over and over and over again. The way that I'll normally do like an astral travel session is I have what has been described as a mind palace that I will travel to first. Picture Rivendell up on a mountainside with waterfalls going past it. Just beautiful. Trees, water, birds, a court with a fountain, and like white marble walls, tapestries, you name it, it's there. And each one of the archways has a different door or a different access point. So if I wanted to go to the Draconic Realm, I go through one door. And that's going to be a different experience than, say, if I just want to explore the astral, and that's going to be any of a number of other doors. Each experience will be very unique to the person, the experiencer. The way that I go into the underworld or the void, I go through the calming breathing techniques, usually inhale for a count of 4, hold for a count of 4, exhale for a count of 4. And that whole time, I'm trying to will myself to calm down and just kind of imagine that I am in the waters again. And that water is relaxing, calming, and I may or may not even get out of the water and just spend that time floating. I may sit there and just be for I don't even know how long, because when you enter a trance state, time slips on without you. You create an energetic bubble where a lot of the physical world you just straight up are not aware, and time can slip away, minutes, hours. I've not done the hours thing, but it's possible. In the tag video, somebody mentioned about being cautious when you take journeys to places such as the void, not to linger too long. And in general, that is great advice, but In my mind, you have to journey with trust. Trust in yourself, trust in the process you undertake, and trust that you're gonna be okay. Journey to learn something about yourself or where you're going. Sometimes you journey to interact with your gods. I have taken numerous journeys to see the gods and meet them in different places. One that I remember, I was standing on a ziggurat in Asgard, a storm rolling in, and I had Thor standing on one side of me and Odin on the other, and they talked to me and I talked to them. Like, I can still smell that oncoming rain and feel that charge of electricity in the air. I can see the expanses below me, the trees, the pathways, the stones. I don't really remember the sounds other than their voices to me, as far as sonic cues, but it's something that really stands out in my memory. And that's one of the few experiences that I'm actively able to share. Because there's been a few that I don't know that I can, but they stand out just as vivid and just as vibrant. Sometimes it's just going to be a spontaneous on the whim, hey, I wonder if I can go to Asgard, or I wonder what Stonehenge looks like right now, or I wonder if I can get to Dragonholm and explore it a little bit. That one, I definitely shift form. I shapeshift into a dragon form that I've held for years, and I go to very specific places to get there. It's an interesting journey, and it's one that you have to approach with a certain amount of caution and a certain amount of trust and belief in yourself. Now, there are herbs and stones and other material you can use to help protect yourself. You can charm witchy jewelry, such as a necklace or a ring, to protect you on your journeys. If I have a fully planned out journey, I will call on the gods. I will contact my ancestors, or I will communicate with my guardian spirits and be like, hey, I'm planning on going here or here. Can you follow me? Can you kind of watch my back while I do this? Sometimes I journey on somewhat serious matters, like with a full intention of doing or learning something. And other times I travel to these places just to be in that space, in that moment. Sometimes I go just to play. As witches, we have lost sight of the explorative nature of our craft. Sometimes we have to do things with a playful, almost childlike mindset, but not quite childlike. Like, we have to be aware of what we are doing and why, but we still have to be like the curious and fun-seeking self to explore some of these places. A lot of times when I journey, I don't necessarily call on my guides or my protections, but they know and they watch, and most of the time they will come with me. Another thing you can can do to make sure you're protected is to cast a circle and set a waypoint on your journey back to yourself. Like the Mind Palace is an amazing idea. And it's something that you can visualize that is like a base. For want of a better term for this, it's like building in Minecraft. You can build it block by block, layer by layer, because it is yours. And you're building it in the astral. And it can be as big and elaborate as you want, or it can be something simple. I'm sure there are probably people out there that have the equivalent of a mud hut with a leaf roof. And if that is where they go in the astral to kind of begin their journeys, as long as it works for them, more power to them. Sometimes there's a certain power in just the simple. Mine, it kind of changes on what I want to do. If I want to go up, it's going to be a little more elaborate and up higher in the locale. If I want to go down, it's probably going to be somewhere where I can walk steps or jump into a tree and descend through the roots. And once you get to the bottom of the roots, you come out in that lower world. Every witch is unique, and every witch's journeys are going to be unique to them. I can make a journey to the same place 5 times in 5 days, and every single journey is going to have something in it that is going to be different. We have to journey with a trust and a faith in ourselves, and a faith in where we are going, that we will be safe. The travels we take, sometimes the evil or the bad we find is stuff we've brought with us. There's an old saying in a fiction book: fear is the mind killer. I shall not fear. And it rings just as valid and true as within witchcraft. So, any questions or anything you want me to clear up, just ask down in the comments. I will be linking a couple of different YouTube videos in the description. At least one of them will be by Corvus. A lot of you already know and are familiar with her. She's done a lot on spirit travel and astral projection. So, until next time, be well.